Hi Chong.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Jackie Chong. It's lovely to meet you. Have you heard of life coaching before?
I've heard a little bit.
And can you
I'm actually from
elaborate?
I'm from China,
China? Yeah.
and I want to move to Australia.
Yeah.
And I was told, because I'm having some issues with my family, and I don't know how to deal.
What
with
sort of
them.
issues? Sorry to interrupt, Chong. What sort of issues are you having?
I have a fiance,
Yes.
and because I'm Chinese, my family expect me to marry a Chinese woman.
Oh.
But the
I
woman that I
understand.
have fallen
Bit
in
of
love with,
cultural.
yes.
Yeah.
And so my fiance is Australian woman,
Oh.
and I've been seeing her for about 4 years,
4 years.
and we now want to get married. So I'm planning to tell my family in the next week or so.
Oh, are they coming to
They're
Australia?
coming to
Chong,
Australia,
for a
yes.
visit?
Yeah. For
Will they be
holidays.
staying with you? Or?
Yes.
And what do you feel are you currently living with your fiance?
No,
No?
no, we don't live together.
And what do you feel that they will feel like when they meet her?
My culture is very strong beliefs about, Chinese people should marry Chinese people. I think they will like her if they think she's just a friend, but I think that my father is going to be, I feel that he's going to be a little bit angry
Agree?
or upset.
And why would maybe the anger come from your father?
Because I'm not following tradition.
Is there I understand a lot about Chinese culture. I find that, do you feel that maybe they're too old-fashioned and traditional, or do you like their way, or do you like Australian culture better?
I think that my family are a little bit old-fashioned.
Yeah.
They're quite elderly.
Oh, I understand.
And for me, I think it doesn't matter who you want to marry as long as you're happy.
So you're very open-minded.
Yes.
You believe that if two people love each other, they should. How did you actually meet your fiance, Chong?
We went out to a social activity, a social event with friends from each of our friends,
Yeah.
and we met at a social night.
Do you feel was your English? You feel like you're stuttering with your English or anything? Because you speak very, very good English.
No, I have pretty good English. Sometimes I might have trouble understanding some of the meanings, but otherwise I have pretty good English.
So you speak very good, and you're very comfortable with that when you with your fiance.
Yes.
Does your what do you like about actually living in Australia?
I love the country because it's there's a lot more opportunities for my career, my working.
What sort of career do you
I want to get more into the communications, information technology. Yes.
IT expert.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and in China they have a lot of training programs, but in Australia there's a lot more opportunity
For the actual jobs you're talking about,
and also I think for the future, when you marry, there's more opportunities for your family to be.
I understand in Chinese culture, correct me if I'm wrong, that the Chinese parents, especially of the old world, prefer to keep it within the family because everybody helps everybody together, and when the parents get older, it's actually very much like this in European culture. My family is German.
Yeah.
That when the parents are older, it is then up to the children and their relative partners and spouses to look after them and have them live in your home.
Yes.
Is that what it's like in your culture?
It is, yes, and I think that's something that maybe my family will be a little bit worried about.
I understand.
But I talked to my fiance and told her that that's our culture, and maybe when they
She accepts this?
yes, she's accepted that, and she's happy for us to support my family. And I also have a sister that lives in China, so my family could live with her and I could still support them financially.
So it sounds like then really you've really overall looked at everything. So my concerns for your coaching side of things is to maybe help you overcome the little bit of anxiety. It sounds you're a bit nervous because your eyes light up and your English is very good, that when you talk about your fiance, you're so happy. You're very much in love? Or?
Yes.
And she has learned a lot about your culture too. So here in Australia, that's very good. That's she's a very kind and understanding person. What do you feel is like your stomach feels like, or your head, when you start to think, oh, my parents, they come soon. What do I say? What do I do? What sort of feelings
I get very upset. I get sick in the stomach, and
sick in the stomach.
I become very nervous about, talking to my family, because my family are very strong-minded with their culture.
Yeah.
And I don't want to upset them.
Do you feel that when you live in Australia, it is very good to respect other people's cultures, but when you marry within Australian community, like a man marries lady, vice versa, sometimes you have to learn to, it's like this in Europe, to accept what goes on here. It does not mean that you don't love your family. You do. You very much respect their views.
Yeah.
But if you feel that you could explain to them about you love what's your fiance's name again? Rosa. If you could explain to your parents that you very much love your fiance, because worldwide love is to me the international language. So and still family ethics are probably pretty much even though there's cultural societies, I believe family ethics are very much that your parents love you. As you've said earlier in the conversation, your parents love you very much. They would only want your happiness.
Yes.
So have you practiced before, maybe trying different techniques, how you could approach your parents when they do come?
No.
You haven't tried any?
No.
Do you feel that you could, if I showed you some techniques, and maybe you could go home, practice them with your fiance, because I think your fiance would probably be feeling a little bit nervous too, because this will be her first time, will it?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you could, do you know what role playing is?
Yes.
Right, role playing where your fiance is who she plays you, and then you play your parents and vice versa. So if you could just practice, say, pick a few different scenarios. Sit down by yourself, think in your head how you would like to approach them. Right? Tell your fiance to sit and pretend she's Chinese and parents, and she obviously knows a bit about your culture. So maybe if she sits there and be a bit stern, as an example, this is only a scenario. It may be totally different when your parents come. You understand that? And you just practice with her and try things like Mum and Dad. I really do love Rosa. She does understand our culture. I feel that when I live in Australia, I will never forget my heritage. But I truly do love her, and she understands our culture. And I believe that our sister. We'll be able to. You can live with our sister, and we visit you. You visit us.
Yeah.
And we can make it all work together while still respecting each other. Do you think you could try some of those approaches?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't just maybe focus on one. If you say oh no, that won't work. What
Yeah.
if? You must never say what if, because your parents will be, a little bit. So if you're uncomfortable, straight away while Rosa is there practicing with you, keep practicing till you feel so comfortable that when your parents come, you'll get an inner strength.
Okay.
And if that's what you're comfortable with, that particular scenario or the approach you can use, keep that one in your head. Even write it down on paper when you're practicing it. Maybe put a little tick saying, no nervous.
Yeah.
Little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Lots nervous. Then if you're lots nervous, you just put a big line through that and maybe not use that approach.
Okay.
And just keep practicing those approaches where you only feel little nerves.
Yeah.
And the more, in anything in life, the more you practice, the more the nerves will decrease.
Yeah.
And maybe if next time we meet, if you could write down all the approaches that you actually practice with Rosa,
Yeah.
and then in another column maybe give me an idea if you still had a nervous level. That way at our next session we can go through it and you and I can role play. Will that be
Okay.
good with you?
Yeah, that would be good.
Alright then, and what will be a good time for you next week?
Maybe about 11.
11 o'clock?
Yeah.
On Thursday, Friday?
Yep, Thursday.
Thursday will be good?